Hello, I'm Mary V. Today, let's talk about what you should expect from a violin teacher. So a good teacher will be able to tailor a technique for you with your individual body and your hands. If you've got small hands, short fourth finger, if you've got narrow shoulders, no matter what it is, a good teacher will teach you to make the best of what you have and to overcome any technical difficulties. Of course, violin teachers vary incredibly in their approach, and some only deal with students who can already play, and they're developing their musicality and going into a proper concert career. Other teachers are able to diagnose a problem that you may have. Say, for example, your left hand is so tight that you're getting a lot of pain, or you've got trouble with your bowing. And a good teacher should really know which muscles should be used, which muscles and tendons, and to be able to correct the fault that's going on. Now, undoing faults and introducing the good technique can take a while because faults have a habit of wanting to come back. All they want to do is to come back. So you've got to sort of go around undoing things and also introducing the new technique. So everyone's got to be quite patient about it. A good teacher should tell you the right way to practice. There's no point in them giving you stuff to practice and they don't tell you, practice it slowly at first, or just do some scales first of all to get you used to the key or whatever. A good teacher should tell you exactly what you're supposed to be doing and what you're supposed to not do. For example, if they say, just leave your piece for this week and concentrate on these exercises, then that's what you should really do. If you trust the teacher, if you've got things that you want to learn. There are a number of myths about violin playing that everyone really should take note of. And the most important one is that it should never ever be painful to play the violin. It needs to be corrected. You don't have to put up with pain, and you need to find out how to stop it and what to do in order to play properly without any pain. In fact, you should feel a lot of pleasure. You should feel very comfortable with your shoulder rest or pad. You should feel comfortable in your left hand and your right hand, and in your head, shoulder, everywhere. And so just don't accept the fact that it should be painful. It isn't. But it can be uncomfortable. For example, learning how to hold the violin and hold your arm like that. That takes quite a long time to sort of get the stamina to be able to do that without any pain or discomfort. Playing on the G string for a long time can make you feel stiff and sore. Well, you've got to make sure that your violin is not in the wrong position to sort of make your arm come round too much to play on the G string. I mean, one of the basic things is that a shoulder rest is kind of cheating, and you should play without a shoulder rest. But I don't agree with that at all. Just whatever helps you and makes you comfortable, so long as you're not squeezing and getting painful in your left arm. And then do what helps. That's my shoulder rest, and that's the shape of it, right? It's quite high at the back, which helps to tilt my violin up and makes it easier to play on the G string. So there's lots of things, basic things that you really need to watch out for. Now, of course, not everyone has a teacher. Another mistake that self-taught people make a lot is to try to do vibrato before they can really move their fingers properly. It's quite important to do scales and finger drills. Little finger drills like this. lots and lots of scales. You know, they're the basic things to get your left hand working properly. And then I think doing a little bit of moving into third position helps to loosen the hand and prepares to do vibrato, because the hand needs to be able to move and be very loose to do vibrato. So I think a little bit of moving from first position it really tackles the tightness that can be between the first finger and the thumb. So starting to shift is a good idea, and shifting up, right up the fingerboard like that is also a marvellous exercise. So a good teacher will teach you to make a good sound right from the start. It's a big concern. To be able to do a whole bow with a nice arm action and straight bow and making a really good sound. Not enough people play on open strings with their bow to get the sound really, really nice. Learn to get the bow really straight. The détaché stroke is very, very important, and most people do twinkle twinkle to start that. And then lots of scales in détaché as well. And I think vibrato should come after being able to do really good bowing and shifting with the left hand, and then you're ready to do vibrato. Because if you can make a good sound, then the vibrato sounds really much better. So a good teacher will know what studies, scales and pieces are really good for you to bring your technique on, and be able to revise what is starting to go wrong with the technique and correct it. And a good teacher needs to know what muscles and tendons need to be used to perform certain actions, like playing off the string. The best teachers that I've had were ones that taught me how to listen to myself and to try to find answers and do a lot of ear training. Ear training is one of the most important things in violin playing, because if you listen to what you're doing, you can get on much faster. So whether you have a teacher or you're teaching yourself, try to find out how to do the basic functions of holding the bow and using the left hand and holding the violin so that there's no pain. That's the first thing you've got to make sure of, because then you can make a lot of progress. So I hope something in this video was helpful, and I'll say bye-bye. Bye.